Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today to Book and Author's March National Reading Month free author visit with author J.W. Jarvis. He's going to be reading to us today. If at any point during the reading you have a question, please feel free to drop anything into the chat box, and we'll be answering as we go. So, Jerry, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to you.
Oh, thank you, Syra. Hi, I'm J.W. Jarvis, and I am a author. I'm also a self-publisher, and I'm also an IT professional. And lastly, not leastly, is I'm a father. So, wanted to talk to you today about this book here, The Phantom Firefighter. It is a real book, so I wanted to show you it's actually real. So just so you know, it's not fake. And The Phantom Firefighter is book one in the First Responder trilogy. So a trilogy is three books, and all of them have been completed. I actually just completed the third book in February, and that is up for sale at this point. So let me go on to next. Let's talk a little bit about me. So I started my writing journey probably, I'd say about 2.5 years ago. I've always wanted to write, and just life kind of gets in the way sometimes. But I'm a testament to it's never too late to start your dream. And so I've been doing it for now 2.5 years. And by the way, for all of you, it's not too late to even start it, or it's not too early to even start it in your lives. Start writing, because with all the opportunities available with self-publishing, you can do it with the help of adults and other co-authors and colleagues. So you can start right now if you want to, and learn how to be the best author you can be if that's something you're interested in. I wrote this trilogy sort of as a testament to the first responders. I feel like they basically firefighters, policemen, emergency medical technicians, paramedics. I feel like they don't get the credit that they're due. They do amazing things every day, all the time, and I believe they're just an amazing part of our community. And so I wanted to write something to sort of as a testament to them, but also something fun to read and had a fantasy aspect to it to make it a little different. So there's some real things in the book, but there's a lot of fantasy as well. So this session is made possible by Snowy Village. Not sure if you ever heard of Snowy Village, but have you ever heard of Bingsoo? Have you ever tried Taiyaki? I hope I'm saying that right. Snowy Village is Seattle's very first Korean Bingsoo dessert cafe. Bingsoo is a delicious Korean treat made with soft, fluffy shaved ice, made with fresh milk and topped with yummy fruits. You can also try Taiyaki, a fun fish-shaped pastry filled with tasty flavors. I put a picture there of a couple of them on the side there, and boy, that looks delicious. Not sure you want to have that for breakfast, but maybe for dessert at some point. But if you're ever in the Seattle, Bellevue, or Federal Way, Washington area, or even in Portland, Oregon, come to Snowy Village, PNW, for a sweet adventure. And I also included their Instagram tag. It's right there at Snowy Village PNW on Instagram. So this is also organized by the Literacy Forum, by Book and Author, a 501(c)(3) organization. Literacy Forum, just so you know, is a certified nonprofit thought leadership series designed for educators, librarians, and PTO leaders, featuring in-depth discussions on the latest trends and challenges in education. Each session brings together experts to share insights on topics like equitable access to reading materials and innovative teaching methods, empowering you with practical strategies to enhance literacy engagement. So that's what we're doing right now. We're engaging together and talking about literacy. So why don't we get started? Let's read. So what I'm going to read today is it's from book one, and it is the introduction. It's the very first chapter of book one. What it is it's introduces you to the characters of the book, and it also kind of gets you a little bit of a taste of what the book's going to be about. So without further ado, let me get started. Chapter one, A Hidden Place. Noah was in a bad situation. He had to keep running forward swiftly, or he would have slipped off the narrow, windy old bamboo bridge. Sometimes when the body has momentum, any sudden stop or change in direction will undoubtedly result in a loss of balance. Falling into a greenish yellow swamp was not only going to tempt the nearby reptiles, but would also be embarrassing. Nair's partner was already on the other side waiting for him. As he approached the end of the bridge, a giant pterodon with a rider wearing a cowboy hat swooped into him from the right and snatched up his Golden Devil Toad achievement. As Noah flew into the murky abyss, he heard the sound of wet, long, and probably horrendously stinky farts coming from his dog lying next to him on the hardwood floor. Ugh! It took me forever to find that toad. Hold on, Tanner, said Noah as he quickly found his phone under his dog to stop it from farting. Hello? Morning, kiddo. What are you doing? Just playing Triassic Traveler with my online friend. Where are you? I'm working, and you should be too. I left a list of chores on the kitchen table. Okay, why are you working on a Saturday? I need to catch up, and you want to eat, don't you? But you're always working. Can't we just have some fun? Sure, after your chores are done. Call me when they are, and I need to go. Then his dad ended the call. Noah's dad was always working, especially after the divorce. His mom had left him once the pandemic subsided. The government and businesses had made stay-at-home orders to slow the virus spread. Being forced to live, work, and go to school in the same home every day caused a strain on his mom and dad's relationship. Noah never saw his mom except on major holidays because she moved closer to her work 2 states away. During the pandemic, she got a new job but could work remotely. After the pandemic, the company forced them to come into the office 3 days a week. Their breakup forced Noah and his dad to move to a less expensive town about 2 months ago. It sucked. His dad had to work harder and longer hours so they could afford to live on their own. Why was his mom so selfish? Noah always pondered. Worse, Noah had no brothers and sisters to play with or share chores with. He struggled to find friends after their move. Noah had left behind a group of buddies in their old town and was not the most outgoing person. He felt alone when his dad worked, except for Moo, his Alaskan Malamute. Move, Moo, you're in my way. Moo was trying to get up from the couch in the living room. Moo got up and bowed toward Noah with a wagging tail. Moo wanted to play, so he grabbed one of his toys and tossed it toward Noah. Not now, boy. I need to get something to eat and do yucky chores. Mumu's wagging tail stopped and he crouched on the floor, putting his sulking head between his front paws. Noah petted Mumu softly on his head. Sorry, buddy, give me an hour. Mumu was a large dog at about 75 pounds. He was gray and white with piercing blue eyes. Malamutes tend to shed a lot, especially during certain times of the year, which was why Mumu was not allowed to go upstairs in the carpet area of the house. The downstairs was all tile and wood floors. Noah's dad had a robotic vacuum that was especially good at cleaning dog hair. Noah remembered when the vacuum was broken and he had to sweep the entire house downstairs. When he was through, the amount of fur in his pile looked like the son of Mumu. Noah threw 2 frosty pastries into the toaster oven, poured himself a glass of orange juice, and sat at the kitchen table. Noah began cleaning the boogers from his crusty eyes, still sleepy eyes. He had gone straight to his game console after waking up. Ugh, he cried. The chore list in the notebook was longer than a page. Am I supposed to be a slave to my parent? He thought. The doorbell rang just as Noah was about to bite into his second pastry. Since he was home a lot, his dad had a video doorbell that he could access from his mobile phone. His dad wanted him to always check his phone before answering the door. He put up the phone app and saw it was his neighbor, Tommy. Tommy was 3 years younger than Noah, so he immediately looked up to him and wanted to hang out, especially on the weekend. Noah didn't mind having somebody in the neighborhood, but Tommy had different interests, and some of them were too childish for Noah, like playing with plastic army action figures. Noah opened the front door. Hey, Tommy, what's going on? Want to play cornhole, Noah? I just set it up on my front lawn. Gee, sorry, Tommy. My dad has a list of chores for me to do that is a mile long. Want some help? No, thanks. I just want to knock them out before my dad gets home from work. Maybe tomorrow? Noah felt bad as Tommy's face soured, but he knew if Tommy helped, it would take longer because Noah would have to tell him exactly how to do everything. So I'm going to take a quick break here and tell you what a dinkus is. So a dinkus is those three little dots in the middle of the page. And what a dinkus is, just so you know in writing, it's considered also an ornamental break. And what that does is it separates two scenes. So if you are writing and you have a scene that's going to be like in the future, like let's say 3 hours or maybe even a day later, but it's still in the same chapter, you want to put a dinkus in between there because that helps separate it for your readers. All right, back to our story. About 2 hours later, Noah's phone started farting again. He got nervous when he saw the caller ID because he'd only finished 6 of the 10 chores on the list. Almost done, Dad, Noah said as he accepted the call. Well, at least you're making progress. Why don't we go downtown? For? Noah dragged the word out slowly. Does Belly Buster sound good? Sure. And maybe the sports store? I'll think about it. Be ready in 15 minutes. I'll pick you up. They had moved to a smaller town called Primrose Beach. Downtown was only about a 10-minute drive from their home, so they went there often. Downtown consisted of one main street lined with different establishments. The street included restaurants, clothing, and antique shops. There was also a smaller sports store on the corner that Noah and his dad often visited, especially during baseball season. Because the weather was extra frigid, the downtown was less busy than usual, so parking was easy. They walked into Belly Buster's and immediately got hungry from the yummy smells in the air. If you weren't hungry before entering, you were as soon as you walked in. Belly Buster's was one of Noah's favorite restaurants because it served what his dad called comfort foods. Where would you like to sit, gents? Asked the owner with a welcoming smile. How about the rock and roll corner? Asked Noah. Ah, I knew it. I was saving that table just for you two, the owner said with a wink. The corner table had a little box where you could select different songs to play while you dined. The table also had a half circle booth with very comfy leather seats. They quickly ordered 2 bowls of their favorite soup, New England clam chowder, and a couple strawberry lemonades. While waiting for their food, Noah asked his dad, Can we go to the sports stores after dinner? My baseball cleats are super tight. Sure, but I just thought I got you those, said his dad. Last year, Dad. Noah rolled his eyes. When their food came, they lifted their spoons and ceremoniously clanked them together to celebrate their good menu choice. Noah said, Cheers, big ears. His dad responded, Same goes, big nose. They didn't say this as insults, but because it was funny and rhymed. Noah's dad had told Noah a while ago that he had learned that saying from visiting a pub in Australia. Noah giggled every time they did it. They headed toward the exit when they finished dinner and paid the bill, and thanked the restaurant owner because their bellies were satisfied. When they turned toward the sports store, the wind picked up with a crisp chill. They immediately regretted leaving the comfort of the warm, cozy restaurant. As they approached the store, everything looked dark inside, and a sign hung inside the door. It said the owners were on vacation this week and would return Monday to reopen the store. Oh, they suck, said Noah. Hey, that's not nice to say, Noah. Why? So they don't deserve a vacation once in a while for their hard work? We don't take vacations, but we work hard. We will someday, son. Times are tough now since your mom left. What's that? Noah caught a glimpse of a store across the street. What? Where? Over there, Dad, he answered, pointing with his finger eagerly. I don't remember that being there. Is it new? No idea, but I can see lights on inside. Let's check it out. As they approached the store, it was hard to make out the sign because green ivy had grown all over the door. There was so much ivy that it hid the store entrance. No wonder they've never seen it before. The front of the store had a gray and black brick surface with a dark wooden door. The window was stained glass, like at a church, so the light shone through, but it remained hard to see inside the store. Walking closer, they made out a handmade wooden sign above the door reading Barton's Books. They pushed down on the door handle and walked in as curiosity overcame them. Immediately, they noticed how small the store was, but it didn't matter because there were books from the floor to the ceiling everywhere. It seemed like it would take a lifetime to read them all. Yet the store appeared abandoned since they didn't see any other customers, an owner, or even a caretaker. Can I help you? Came a scratchy, weak voice as a person appeared from the dark corner of the room. Noah and his dad turned around and saw an older woman standing behind a counter. The woman was probably in her 70s. She had long white hair, almost silver, and golden reading glasses hanging from her nose. She wore a purple and black robe as she was about to hop into bed or take a nap. They walked over to her. Sure, said Noah as he immediately focused on the enormous wart on the old woman's nose. Not only was it keeping her glasses from falling off, but it also had two black hairs sticking out of it. He tried not to stare as he asked, "Do you have a children's section?" "Let me show you, child." It seemed to take her 5 minutes to move from behind the counter. She raised her arm slowly and pointed to a wall behind Noah near the opposite corner of the store. "They're all here on these 5 shelves. As you can see, we have nothing on the higher shelves that children can't reach. Those shelves are for adult children, like your dad." "I beg your pardon," said Noah's dad with a confused look. "Oh, I didn't mean to offend. Aren't we all children in God's eyes?" the old woman asked. Noah's dad stared at her for a long second, looked away, and then replied, "I guess." The books all seemed to have a unique looking covers as they approached the wall. Some were leather covers, others had buckram cloth type covers. They came in a wide array of colors. There were no paperback books, only hardbound books, which was strange for a children's section. Thicknesses varied from approximately 1 to 4 inches, and the titles of the books only appeared on their spines. Noah's gaze was directed toward a red book just above his eye level with the title The Fearless Firefighter. He paged through it and decided that it looked interesting enough, especially with its detailed illustrations. He couldn't find a price on the cover. However, none of the books had price tags. "How much for this one?" Noah asked or inquired. "The books are not for sale, child." With a bewildered look, Noah asked, "Then can I check it out like at a library?" "We are not a library, child," she said. Noah looked at his dad and gave him his biggest puppy eyes to plead for help. "Listen, lady, we don't understand. So we can't read your books?" his dad asked. "Sure you can. Just take them, but please return them when you are done," she said. "Okay, do you need some information from us so you can keep track of your book borrowers?" his dad asked. "Nonsense!" she exclaimed. "You look like nice people. Enjoy, enjoy! But now I must ask you to leave as I'm getting tired and closing soon." She motioned toward the door hurriedly. Noah politely thanked her as he headed for the door. While on their way home, Noah's dad commented how strange it was for the store to let people take books, but Noah assured him he would return it when finished. Noah was excited to read it and told his dad how cool it was to have found this hidden place in their little town. Noah now had another reason to go downtown and didn't even need to spend his allowance. So that was chapter one. Um, and at this point, I'm going to introduce you to a little worksheet that I provided. I don't know, hopefully your teachers either handed it out to you or gave you a link how to take the trivia quiz online. So the trivia, don't worry, you don't have to read the books to do the trivia. It's all about first responders, but there's only 3 bonus questions at the end where if you read the books, you might be able to get those. So try those out as a bonus, but the other questions are all about first responders. So it should look something like this. Hopefully you can see. I'm going to point out a couple things if I can get my camera to focus. Oh boy, that's what happens when you get the blurry part. All right, so right there is where you can order books through Book and Author. It's a scan and you can order it there in different quantities. You also can order, all my books are available on Amazon and Instagram and Ingram Spark, which is a company that a lot of the a lot of the schools use in libraries. And then lastly, I wanted to also show you that there is a coupon. Oh my gosh, see what happens with the blurry. Oh well, if you have it, there's a coupon at the bottom. You can cut it off. It's for Snowy Village. It's 20% off. And it's 20% off. Keep in mind, it's 20% off a in-store purchase, so not online. So, but how are you going to buy ice cream online or treats online? That would be kind of weird. So, um, but anyways, check those out. And there's a little introduction about me. Like I said, you can take the trivia either with the printed out versions. And if your teachers did that, there is a answer key that I provided for them where you can check your answers later. If you do the quiz or trivia online, once you're done taking the trivia, it will tell you how you did, and it'll show you the answers. It might even show you as you're taking the quiz. I can't remember, sorry. Um, but for now, let me see. I'm going to ask Syra if there was any questions or anything that I can answer.
Yeah, looks like we don't have any chats here, but I think everyone enjoyed your reading. At least I did. It was a very fun reading. So thank you so much, Jerry.
Yeah, yeah. Keep reading and keep writing if you're interested in writing. And like I said, if you ever have any questions about it, you can sign up on my website, and I can email you information about how to be self-published or how the authoring process works. If any of you are interested in, I'm happy to always help out our youngsters, and really enjoyed spending time with you today as well.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Hope you all have a great weekend.